Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Kshetra. I'm here again with a new topic for you all, that is interfaces and packages. This is a very bit confusing topic which I also didn't understand firstly, but later it is really very interesting if you once understand it. Today in this course, let's learn deeply about interfaces. This would be just an introduction and so let's get started with the interfaces first. That is, first let's see the definition of an interface. An interface is basically, it is similar to a class, like it's just like a container which holds all the methods in it and variables in it. So an interface can be defined as a reference type in Java, which is similar to a class, and it can also be called as collection of abstract methods. You all remember the abstraction, right, which we have learnt in OOPS concept? Yeah, in that abstraction we write the abstract methods in an interface, right? After that, that interface is implemented. Yeah, over there, this is the interface which is being used. You cannot write an abstract method directly in class, right? We need to write it in separate interface, then we need to save it and then do it, right? Yeah, so this is the interface, so that's why it is called as the collection of abstract methods. And a class, basically we first create an interface with some methods or abstract methods or any variables in it. Then a class implements that interface and inherits all the abstract methods of that interface, that is by inheriting property by the implements keyword. Then along with an abstract method, an interface can also contain, as I've told you all, it can contain everything similar to a class. That is, it can have some constants, default methods, static methods and nested types. And only the method bodies exist only for default methods and static methods. For variables and constants, you don't need to have any method body. Just the definition is written over here, and later in that, later in the class we have the definition written for the static methods and for the default methods. So let's see now the similarities between the class and interface to understand it better. Basically, an interface is very similar to a class. It's just like a container which holds everything in it, and it can have any number of methods. There is no limit that you should have only certain number of methods. There can be any number of methods. And we normally, how do we save a class in Java? Yeah, this is the basic thing you'll need to know. I hope all of you know. Yeah, we just write .java extension to it before saving it, right? Yeah, in the same way, an interface is also saved in the form of file with a .java extension and the name of the interface. As we write the class name .java extension, in the same way here we write the interface name and .java extension, which matches the name of the file. In this way it is saved. So this is a similarity. And the next similarity would be that normally a class, the bytecode appears in a file, right? In the same way, interface bytecode also appears in a class file. As we are saving it similarly to a class, obviously the bytecode also would be in the form of file, right? Yeah. So next, interface appears in a package and the corresponding file code is in a directory structure that matches the package name. This means that basically all interfaces, similar interfaces, are packed up and put in a package. Like how similar, we know that similar classes are put in a package, right? In the same way, interfaces, similar ones, are also put in a package, and that corresponding bytecode is saved in the form of a directory structure which is matching the package name. That is, we'll see how directories and all are done later. Now just we need to understand that basically similar interfaces are put in a package and the bytecode in those interfaces are put in the form of a directory structure. As to how classes are put, similar classes are put in package, in the same way they are also put. So these would be the similarities between a class and interface. Now let's see how interfaces are differ from class. When we have similarities, we should definitely have differences, right? So let's see what would be the basic differences. The basic differences is, as we have told, you need to implement an interface. That is, we need to write the implements keyword to inherit all it. We cannot directly instantiate an interface. We cannot instantiate an interface. You must be wondering, why is it so? As I have told you all, in an interface we write abstract methods. Can abstract methods be instantiated? No, they cannot be instantiated, right? So in the same way, an interface cannot also be instantiated. Next, an interface will not have any constructors. Basically, a class has constructors which would be default and parameterized. We learn about them in detail. The thing we need to know is that a class can have any constructors, right? But an interface will never have any constructors. And most of the methods which are default or any method in an interface are abstract, and those definition has to be need to be written afterwards, so that's why they cannot be instantiated. And however, in class we do not have the methods as abstract, they could be anything, right? So this would be another difference. The next difference would be that an interface will not have any instance fields. Yeah, it will not have any instance fields because an interface cannot be instantiated where it cannot have any object calling through it. So an object will not be created. So there would obviously be no instance fields, right? However, class will always have an instance fields, that is, it would have an object to call its other methods or to access its methods. So it has an instance fields, whereas interface will not have an instance fields. And the only fields would be present in an interface would be static and final. Static is nothing but those values would be constant and they cannot be changed during the method of execution. And final is the values given to a constants when declared final will never be changed, they will be the same. And an interface will not be extended by class, it is implemented by class. As I have told you all, we do not inherit it directly by using the extend keyword, whereas we use the implements keyword to inherit the interface containing of the abstract method. So that is the thing over here. Then next, an interface can have multiple interfaces, that is, it could have multiple parent classes, whereas as we have seen in Java that multiple parent classes cannot be present during inheritance. So that is the thing which is the difference between classes and interfaces. Next, let us see the properties of an interface. The interface properties are really very important. Basically, an interface is always abstract, that is, an interface basically consists of abstract methods and it uses the abstract keyword while declaring of interface is not necessary, because the methods which we are declaring inside are already abstract. So again, interface is not necessary to be declared abstract again, because it is having all abstract methods. So obviously an interface implicitly becomes abstract, right? When you have only abstract methods, it will be abstract. So that is the basic property of it. Then next, since it is the same thing is repeated away, that is, it is implicit becomes implicitly abstract, and the abstract keyword is not needed. And one more property of is all the interfaces, basically an interface is declared by using the public keyword. What do you mean by public? Here public is nothing but it is an access specifier, as I've told you all. By using the access specifier public, all the classes of the package or the other classes of package also can access the interface. So it becomes all the methods of the which are present in an interface also becomes public, right? Implicitly. Explicitly it could be anything, but implicitly it becomes public since we are declaring the using it by implicitly as public, right? So that is the third property. Next, let us see how can we declare an interface. This is the main important part. So declaring an interface is we use basically the interface keyword is used to declare an interface. To understand this better, let's see the example to declare an interface. First we write file name, that is the name of the interface .java, and this is the example, that is import java.lang. This would be the package, and after we declare an interface, then we write the import java, then any number of import statements, it could be anything, and name of the interface is written, and in that interface we just have any number of final static fields and any number of abstract methods or declaration. As I've told you all, there would be no instantiating field, so we will have final and static fields and any number of abstract method declaration and name of the interface. This could be user defined, it could be anything. While saving it, we save it as .java file, and import.java.lang is the package which we need to import, so that in this package all this gets saved. Okay, so this is about just the introduction about interfaces, and this is the declaring. We will just learn about interfaces much more in deeper in the next video. Thank you guys for watching this video, and thank you for the support which you all are showing me. If you all really like this video, please follow the link above which you all can see, and just comment if you all have any doubts regarding the video. I would be really loving to reply to your comments. Thank you everyone for your support. Love you guys. Bye.